Hi, I'm Jendella Benson, and this is Shut Up and Write, a quick fire 6-part fiction craft writing series that should hopefully leave you in a place where you're able to stop talking, leave all that behind, and just write your story. Now, you're probably wondering what qualifies me to tell you anything. Well, I'm the author of 2 novels, Hope and Glory and All That We've Got. I've also had a short story published in the Book of Birmingham, and I was one of the judges for the AKO Kane Prize for African Writing 2023. And I'm also an editor, if that helps. In this episode, we are going to talk about character, because I hope it's not controversial to say it, but readers will not care about your story if they don't care about your characters. For me, I think the longest part of actually writing a story, writing a book, is getting into the mind of the characters and knowing exactly who I'm writing about. Like any process of getting to know someone, there needs to be genuine interest and curiosity. The characters in your book are not simply vehicles for your ideas or agendas. They should actually be and feel like living real people if you want them to feel like that to your reader. Now, some writers begin with a character Bible, listing out all the different characteristics, favorite color, where they were born, what they like to watch. I don't do that because I actually believe that 80% of that doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter if your character's favorite dish is ackee and saltfish covered in truffle mayonnaise until the reader realizes that the wife who your character married 2 weeks ago doesn't even realize that's his favorite food, and when she walks in on him stuffing his face with it in the middle of the night, she feels personally offended. That's when it matters. Because ultimately, when it comes to those details, the most important thing is that it tells us something about the character that will leave the reader having questions that they need to know the answer to. So for example, why doesn't the character's wife know that he likes ackee and saltfish covered in truffle mayonnaise? Why hasn't he told her yet? Why has she not found this out? That's where the story begins. The details that matter about your character are the ones that are going to propel the story forward. But in order to find out those details, you need to spend actual time with these characters. The kind of details that I'm talking about are their hopes, their fears, who has had an impact on their adolescent development, what is their relationship with truth like. These are the things that are actually going to take us to a deeper level with knowing what these characters are about and understanding how they move through the world that you created for them. Now, 8 times out of 10, how a character looks has absolutely nothing to do with that, unless it tells us something about how the outer world reacts to them. Well, let's take Mimi from All That We've Got. Ask me how tall she is. I don't know. Maybe she's 5'7", maybe she's 5. I would say like average height. But I do know she has a big bum and she's put on weight since having a baby. Why is that important to know? How do we know that? Well, when she meets Raphael, her physique plays a role in their interaction. And when she goes out with her bestie to leave her for the first time after having a baby, none of the clothes that she has in her closet fit her the way they used to. That's how her physical appearance interacts with the world around her, and why these are details that the reader should probably know in order to help understand Mimi, understand her world, and also propel the narrative forward. Again, same book, thinking about Abby from All That We've Got. She is quite slim and she looks young for her age. Why is this important? Well, it impacts how Mimi interacts with Abby when she first meets her, as well as how the rest of the world perceives Abby as a person. And also it interacts quite nicely with the fact that Abby is actually really intelligent and quite fearless. So there's a contrast between how she's perceived and who she is on the inside. That's how her physical appearance matters. And those are the kind of characteristics, inner and outer characteristics, that matter in terms of how the story progresses, how characters move through the world, and ultimately what will make a compelling narrative for the reader. Okay, so now I've got a writing prompt for you. I want you to confront one of your characters and ask them, what the heck is your problem? How are they going to respond to that? Are they going to confront you right back? Are they going to be avoidant? Are they going to escalate the situation? Are they going to try and de-escalate the situation? Are they going to laugh in your face and not take you seriously at all? I want you to carry on that conversation, carry on that interaction. You can write it down. You can even talk out loud. You can sit in a corner and think about it in your mind. Whatever gets you through the task and won't get you sequestered in a mental health institution. Okay, so I'm going to shut up so you can go write. But if you're interested in any more thoughts or exercises around character building, why don't you download the workbook from my website?